Hello everybody and welcome back. This is part 3 of the 3080 CNC review, and finally I have found something that this machine is really good at. And the thing that it can do absolutely perfectly is positioning. As you can see, I fitted it with a pen right now, but it would be the same as for using a laser. And I've been letting it run, drawing some PCBs on this PCB material. And if this was copper clad, you could just take this PCB, put it in an etching bath, and you would get a PCB with the tracks on them. Because these pens, they basically mask the copper so it doesn't get etched. Just for reference, to do this, I'm using the Stadler Luma Color permanent pens, and they work really well for this. And yeah, this is one of the things that this machine is really great at. I've been looking for something like this because up to now everything that this machine was doing was kind of, yeah, it can do it, but well, basically it's not really super at it, but it can do it. But this stuff, like marking stuff with a pen or doing engraving with a laser, this is where this machine really shines. So as you can see, this is my little pen holder, and I've been using pen holders like this for a while for different projects. Basically it just holds the pen at the top, and on the bottom there's a piece of Vero board that has a hole in it that is just big enough for the tip of the pen to pass through, and it holds it in place so it doesn't have that much backlash. So as you can see, the CNC machine did an absolute stellar job at drawing the PCB pattern on the PCB board. And the main reason for that is all the axes are backlash free, so this is about as good as you can go. And if you go really slow and if you take your time, you get really great results with this machine. And this is actually something that I've been looking for a while, because my laser is belt driven and it can't do these things as good as this machine can. So let's remove the pen holder and switch over to a laser module. As you can see, this here is the pen holder. It is super simple. It's just one solid piece, well, not solid, but like 20% infill, and it's got this neck. And on the top of the neck there is just this little bit of proto board, and one of these holes in here has been slightly widened so the pen goes through it very nicely without having a lot of play, and that's what keeps it in place when it's drawing on the board, and it basically eliminates the backlash. It's really easy. So to start out, I'm going to be using a 2.5 watts blue laser module from Alex Maker, which is part of the Alex laser that I also have. And I'm going to try this out. I've already tried my infrared laser module, which also worked very well, but I'm not going to use this one now. Well, because actually there's not very much to see except for the result that you get. So for demo purposes, that's the one that I'm going to use. Okay, what just happened? Well, the scene changed, everything is different, and it's even another day. I just turned on the machine and my laser module spewed a puff of smoke, and that was it. But why did it do that? The reason is this little plug here. Red is plus 12 volt, black is ground, yellow is the PWM signal. But if you can read this on the board, let's see if we can get a little focus here. On the board it's 12 volt ground PWM. So this module works with every Gerbil board that I have, except this one. And in order to get this one to work, you have to jam the plug in backwards. And that is annoying. That is super annoying for two reasons. First of all, I'm pretty sure that this plug is a standard by now. Second of all, I didn't look. So I'm breaking my stuff so you don't have to. But I'm not liking it. Fortunately, and that is a big fortunately, the module was not damaged beyond repair. And the only thing that died was a power supply chip that was relatively easy to change. And it died because, well, basically there's a diode protecting the PWM in from the power rail, and that goes directly to the 5 volt power regulator on the board. And so that one was seeing 12 volt, and it was basically trying to ground it out. So it becomes 5 volt. And, well, it didn't enjoy it. But at least the laser is working again to some extent. I'm not sure that it has all the power it had before, but it's working. And that brings us to some of the test results with the laser. I tried out with simple test patterns, just doing simple engraving, and it did absolutely great. It really did. Then I tried some more things where I tried to punch through the 3mm plywood, and well, if I had given it maybe 1 or 2 more passes, it would have done it. Or I could probably use some force and just force this through. But this is working out really nice. And it really pays off that we have the threaded rod as the drive, because this thing is super exact. And after I had the laser dialed in good enough, I got really good results with that, and I liked it. I really liked it. The only thing that is missing, and you can see that because there are, well, pretty big depositions of soot here. This thing should have an extra fan that makes sure that no smoke gets into the way of the laser, and that everything that is coming from the wood is blown away as soon as possible, because you can actually see the yellowing on this piece of wood, and it is really bad. But it basically did a stellar job at it. And I tried some PCB boards. This here's an old one like this one, and the results were absolutely perfect. They were nicer than I had with the Alex laser that I had before, although I'm using the same module, and they're even nicer and crisper than what I'm getting with my CO2 laser, but that is because the laser beam from the CO2 laser is a lot bigger and a lot more powerful. And before I forget, for doing these simple laser patterns like this here, I use light burn, and I can either connect light burn to the CNC machine itself, and it works pretty well. There are a few little glitches, like the machine not being able to home or not being able to set the 0 point, which I think is a problem with software. But if you generate a G-code file, you can also take the G-code file and put it on the SD card and use the little module to actually do the sending of the G-code file to the CNC machine. And I really like that. You don't have to have a PC turned on all the time, and it makes things kind of easy. The same thing is of course true for some of the layout files. Like if you have a layout file like this, what I was using here for pre-sensitized board, and usually I use cardboard to test this. If you get a good picture on cardboard, then the dosage of the laser is good enough to basically go through the sensitized PCB board. So if you can see it like this on cardboard, then it's going to work with the pre-sensitized board. And yeah, that is one of the simpler ways, and that is one of the times that I really like this small module, because you make your files and you just copy them to the SD card, put the CNC machine where it has enough air, or where you can actually suck away some air, because lasering on wood stinks like hell, and lasering the PCB board, I'm not sure that those fumes are safe. So having this little module to dump your files on and just have the machine work them through is a nice thing. So before I end this video, I want to take a minute or two to summarize my feelings about this machine, because it's kind of a mixed bag. The machine itself is nice. The kit is a really good one. Everything you need is in the kit. It was fun to build it, and it was easy to do so. The materials are very good, and the whole machine is sturdy, and it does have a significant weight to it. The motor and the chuck is very good quality. The motor mount and the carriage is adequate, but it could be better. It could be metal, because this plastic is kind of soft. It does have some flex to it. Unfortunately, the same thing also goes for the rails. The rails are not hardened steel. They are rather soft. So if you need this machine to do aluminium or some type of metal, you will have to go really, really slow, and you will have to make sure that your tools are always best quality and not worn. On the other hand, if you want to use this with a laser module, or with a pen, or with a scratcher or something, it's great. Positioning on this machine is super. I really, really like it. If you're using the laser, the only thing that might get you a bit is that this machine has very soft acceleration. So when I was trying to punch through the wood, it would do it on the edges where the steppers are moving really slowly, but it wouldn't do it in the middle. And it is really hard to find a good value where it just does that, where it goes through, but it doesn't start burning on the edges. And it's just hard to dial in. For all of the other stuff, it works fine. Simple engraving in wood or softer materials with an engraving tip works fine. Using it on a PCB to mill PCBs also works fine. But you can also use a laser to expose pre-sensitized PCBs and then develop and etch them. So the machine does have value. You just need to make sure that it's the right machine for you. If you need something to go into hard metals, or if you want to do fast prototyping on carbon fiber, for example, then this machine might be a little bit too soft for you. And you should probably go out and look for one that has a single piece rail with industrial rails and blocks, and that has a metal tool holder and chuck. But this machine, for the price, is really, really good. And if you find something where it works good, then it's worth every penny. But make sure that you don't blow your laser module because you attach it the wrong way. Read the inscription on your laser module and make sure that it matches the one on the plug in the back, or get another cable, or turn the connection block. Yeah, that's the lesson that I learned here. Apart from that, it's a fun thing. I like it. I also like the little controller module that comes with it. It's a really, really nice package, and I'm really grateful to I'm really, really grateful to Banggood that I got one of them, because I've been requesting it for a long, long, long time, and finally one came around. So that's it for now. Thank you very much for watching, and bye-bye.